with Georgia Tech head coach Nell Fortner. Coach, if you could just begin with an opening statement and we'll go right to questions.
Well, yeah, that's a good win today. That's a really good North Carolina team that can come at you in a lot of different ways. So really just pleased with the win, pleased with how we had to really hang tough. It's hard. What you got to understand, it's really hard to get a 20-point lead early in the game. And I think that's what it was. I think we were up 20 at some point in the first half. And there's a lot of time left on the score psychologically. Your kids, you got to keep them really engaged and focused. So really proud of how we continued to, even though they came, North Carolina came back at us, we maintained our composure and got the win.
We'll go to questions now with beginning with Rod McKenzie. Go ahead, Rod.
Hey, Nell, how important was it for you to start out so strong offensively, knowing that you're one of the better defensive teams in the country?
Well, you just answered your question. Yeah, sure. It's always nice. I don't care who you're playing against. It's always nice to get a strong offensive start. I thought we just came out really focused and aware and knew exactly what we were going to do. And then we kind of went away from some things. But again, fortunately we had a big enough lead to kind of take their punch and be okay. So, we were very stagnant in the second quarter. It was just not pretty basketball at all. And, but, we hung tough through the second half.
Go to a question now from Ken Segura. Go ahead, Ken.
I know it just happened, but Lorella, do you know anything about her?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
She's okay. Yeah. She was tired, Ken. She was tired.
What's that? She was tired?
She was tired.
Okay. All right.
Go to another question now from Rod.
Hey, Nell, when you went through that scoring drought, you were looking for somebody to come and pick you up. And I think Kubai was the one that finally hit that first bucket that got you rolling again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just who she is for your team.
Yeah, she was really wanting the ball. They did a good job covering her up today. They were undersized in their post at that 4 spot. And but they did, North Carolina did a really good job taking away a lot of the things we like to do with our post players. And so when Kubai would get the ball in her hand, she was bound and determined that she was going to score. And that one was a timely one for sure.
Ken?
I thought it was significant or interesting in this third quarter. You guys weren't at your best offensively, but they were still only gain 1 point on you. You guys seemed pretty locked in the way you're defending that quarter in particular.
Yeah, I thought we did a better job locking in the second half. North Carolina does some things that it's hard to guard. They get downhill on you quick with their strong hand. And it's difficult to guard. They're very determined in that area. So I thought we had some kids that stepped up and did some big things. I thought Sarah Bates came in and defended well, and not only defended well, but hit some big shots for us. So when we can have our bench coming in and really adding to the defensive end and the offensive end, it's a real bonus.
Another question from Rod.
Speaking of the bench, the last couple of games, you've struggled to get some production from the bench. And I guess some of that has to do with the minutes played, but having Bates come in and hit a 3 and a couple of layups, on the back door, that was really big.
It was. And what Bates does is, and what they did, look, those weren't calls. Those are just basketball players making plays. North Carolina was denying hard, and we took advantage of that in a couple of instances tonight. So Bates's play was one of them. The other one was that underneath out of bounds play where we were setting some screens and Bates was able to she read a switch and was able to step up and get a nice layup. So those are just players making plays. Reading the defense and making plays.
Ken, you have another one?
Yeah, Loda Mai got you off to a really good start in the first quarter. Did you see something even beforehand or anything that made you think she was going to be especially effective so early?
Not really, Ken. I can't. No, that's Mai is competitive. The bigger the game, the more competitive and gritty she is. And this was a big game for us. And so I thought she was she was her normal self. She's just going to compete until her head falls off. I mean, it's just the way she is. It's the way she's built. So it was nice to see her, the three that she knocked down. I think that was it was a timely one. And I think her particular three gave us some confidence. And then Diggy's 4 threes gave us a tremendous amount of confidence. Those were big.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, speaking of Digna, she's been asked to play a lot of minutes the last couple of games, and she's really seems like she feels comfortable doing that, and she's taking advantage of it. What does she bring to the table for your team?
Well, she's a tough matchup, being about 6'3", being able to shoot the three post. She can score it off 3 levels. She can lay it up, post you up, whatever, 15-footer, and she really, I thought, displayed all of that today. So it was nice she just gives us the ability to move some people around with how we're trying to have to play this year without, the true point guard. I don't, not to take anything away from Lodemai, because she's doing an excellent job, but we're having to do some other things that probably are really stretching us. It's stretching our coaching. We're having to be very creative, and Diggy helps us. Her and Lily both, with their size and length, help us be able to be creative.
She seems like she also gets that loose ball on rebounds too. She has that knack.
Yeah, she did today for sure. I didn't think we did a good job going to the offensive boards today. And we didn't. We only, I'm looking here, we only got 3-0 boards, and that's not good. We've got to have more than that. But maybe in a little bit of defense of them, we were so concerned about North Carolina's transition. They're an excellent transition team. So they rebound, deflection, whatever, they're gone. And they're down the floor before you know it. So I think that was sitting in a little in the back of our minds, but a little bit. But we've got to do a better job with offensive rebounding. We're capable of it, and we need to do it.
Time for 1 or 2 more. We'll go to another one from Ken.
You held North Carolina to their season low in scoring, and you've done it a number of times. And then I think they shot 29% from the field, and obviously, I think they were ranked in 5th in net. I think, kind of, what can you say about? You touched on the big game, but what can you say more about just the way you guys defended and won this game?
Yeah, I think that's just who we are, Ken. I mean, we're a tough defensive team, and it's. I think we just make things tough on people at times, and at other times I'm looking out there going, God, we can't guard anybody. But as a whole, for 40 minutes of game, I think we're a really tough matchup defensively, because we're big and we're quick, and so we're able to do some things and play a variety of different defenses on you at times, and that can mess up offenses that are trying to get into a rhythm.
Rod, why don't you wrap us up?
Well, you got a big game coming up with Boston College, a team that's really been playing well lately, and they have one of the better freshmen in the conference. What can you tell us about that freshman?
Yeah, well, I tell you, she's good. She's really good, and she's real. She doesn't do things that are too complicated. She just, at the end of the day, you're looking at the stat sheet going, good God, she's not a complicated player. She keeps her game simple, which makes it, I think, the game slow down for her a little bit, and she finishes at the basket. She finishes her shots. But the one, she concerns us, and also the kid right here from Atlanta. So, but we'll talk about that later, because she's having a heck of a year.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks a lot, y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.